Are we live? It looks like we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Pop Culture Asylum. I'm your host, Gabriel. I hope everyone had a great day today. I definitely did, and I hope everyone who is watching this video also had a great day as well. It's Wednesday. You know what that means. AEW Dynamite was tonight, and my God, tonight's show was incredible. And that main event, man, that main event was so much fun. So much fun between the Elite and the Dark Order. Oh my God, man. And like I'll get to it into more detail in a little bit later in the review, but that main event between the Elite and the Dark Order was absolutely so much fun. So much fun. I absolutely love it. Everything from the top of the card, from the opening of the show to the ending of the show was just a great show. And it shows like tonight that proves that AEW is the best wrestling promotion in the world. Okay, even better than WWE, despite what the ratings say or the numbers say. At the end of the day, it's all about the quality and the entertainment. Okay, and AEW definitely provided that tonight. My God, what a show tonight. It shows like this that makes me proud to be a wrestling fan. It shows like this that makes me proud to be an AEW fan. And I know I say that a lot for most of these AEW Dynamite reviews, but it's true. It's absolutely true. AEW is just that damn good. I just love AEW, man. I really, really do. I enjoy reviewing them in my channels. I just love AEW. Everything they're doing is great. They are doing more wrong than right. Now, AEW is not exactly perfect per se, but they are definitely doing more right than wrong. I just love AEW, man. I really do. And tonight's show, man, tonight's show was absolutely fun. I cannot wait to talk about this. There's so much that happened on this show tonight. I cannot wait to talk about it. But before I do that, usually I go over news on oh my God, I can't even speak tonight. Usually I go over news on wrestling before AEW Dynamite started. And there was some big news today in the wrestling world, and that involves Ring of Honor. And it's definitely not a good situation for the company or its wrestlers / employees. Now, here's what it has to say. I'm reading this from BleacherReport.com. If you guys want to read the article for yourself, the link is in the description. But here's what it has to say. Ring of Honor announced Wednesday that it's planning a pivotal with a new mission and strategy that will require a brief hiatus for at least the first quarter of 2022. The company said the break will begin following the Final Battle event on December 11th. And they sent this on Twitter. Here's what Ring of Honor had to say in their official statement. Throughout the pandemic, our top priority was to keep everyone healthy and safe. And despite not producing any live events over 18 months, we were able to keep everyone fully contracted. Now we find ourselves at a time where we need to make changes to our business operations, and we're planning a pivot for Ring of Honor with a new mission and strategy. The year will culminate with a final battle in December, and we will be taking the first quarter of 2022 to work internally to reimagine Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor has the most dedicated fans in the industry, and we appreciate their loyalty and patience as we conceptualize Ring of Honor. We anticipate returning to live events in April for Supercard of Honor with a new fan-focused product and provide a unique experience for wrestling fans. More on that, Fightful's Sean Ross Sapp and the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer reported that Ring of Honor is releasing all its wrestlers from their contracts. Brian Alvarez of the Wrestling Observer provided more context. Ring of Honor will do tapings in November and then run Final Battle on pay-per-view. Nobody's contract will be renewed, but everyone under contract will finish out the year. They are, however, able to work anywhere they want immediately. We were told rumors St. Clair cancel the show are not true. Even though the promotion is looking to relaunch in the spring, Wednesday's announcement is bound to raise questions about Ring of Honor's overall viability moving forward. Ring of Honor was once the top proving ground for rising stars on the independent scene. Almost every top name in the United States within the last decade competed in Ring of Honor at some point, with Bryan Danielson, CM Punk, Samoa Joe, Adam Cole, and Seth Rollins amongst the notable examples. But the growth of NXT helped put a dent in Ring of Honor's popularity because it provided an alternative to WWE's typical presentation within the WWE ecosystem. The explosion of All Elite Wrestling dealt another blow to Ring of Honor when Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks announced the launch of AEW in 2019. It meant Ring of Honor has to brace for a wave of marquee wrestlers headed for the exit door. The company could thrive when it was the main feeder system for WWE in the mid to late 2000s. Now it's getting crowded out the wrestling landscape with other promotions replicating what made Ring of Honor so successful. It would be one thing if Ring of Honor went on a break while providing a firm idea of what to expect upon its return and who will be on the roster. Instead, it might be faced with rebooting in the aftermath of total talent exodus, at which point any comeback will be doomed before it starts. This is very interesting. This is very, very interesting. I feel like Ring of Honor is really playing a dangerous game here because as much, like, don't get me wrong, I haven't watched Ring of Honor. I am familiar with a few of their wrestlers like Shane Taylor, Jonathan Gresham, Jay Lethal, Mandy Leon, Angelina Love. Like, some of these wrestlers are really, really good, but I just haven't watched Ring of Honor. And like the article said, like, Ring of Honor has been overshadowed by all these promotions, WWE, AEW, New Japan Pro Wrestling, and Ring of Honor is just getting the smaller end of the stick. So, and I'm not gonna lie, like, this is a pretty dangerous game because Ring of Honor has started to die down. So, was it in need to be in a huge refresh? Yes. It did. It definitely need to be in a huge refresh. But I don't know, man, to leave and go out on a hiatus for 4 months. 4 months. Okay? And for the people that are like trying to figure out what their plan is for this new Ring of Honor, this might take longer, which is worrying. Okay? And even if Ring of Honor returns, is it even going to be successful? That's the thing. Is it even going to be successful? That's the worrying part. I feel like that Ring of Honor is in its final legs and it's doing whatever it takes to save itself from obscurity. But even it's getting really close. Okay? And what sucks about this is that all the wrestlers, all of the employees are out of a job. Okay? You have some of the best professional wrestlers in Ring of Honor. You had a decent roster. You have wrestlers like Shane Taylor, Bandito, Josh Woods, which even though I didn't see much of him, he seems to be pretty talented. You had fucking Mandy Leon, Mike Bennett, Matt Taven, Dalton Castle. Like, you got all these wrestlers. The Briscoes, literally one of the greatest tag teams in all of pro wrestling right now. You had this great tag teams, And now they're all on the unemployment line. And considering, like, to be honest, I know it's said in the official statement by Ring of Honor that it's gonna they'll come back in April with like a new Ring of Honor. But what if it takes longer? What if Ring of Honor doesn't have an idea to refresh Ring of Honor? Okay, like, could this be the end of Ring of Honor? I really hope that's not the case. But again, Ring of Honor hasn't been like famous in the last couple of years. They have been slowly moving down to obscurity, which is a damn shame. Because yeah, it's a damn shame, man. It's a damn shame. And what's even worse is now all the employees and all of the wrestlers are out of the job. And not only that, Ring of Honor is also playing a dangerous game because the roster may not be the same. Like, your roster may not be the same when you relaunch Ring of Honor. Okay, some of them might be signed to AEW, some of them might be signed to WWE, some of them might be signed to New Japan Pro Wrestling. If all we know, by the time Ring of Honor comes back with a new, fresh, like, Ring of Honor 2.0, they're going to have to start from scratch, which is not exactly good. Okay? Like, I don't know, man. This entire situation sucks. Like, I know most of the wrestlers and most of the employees, I hope they get jobs elsewhere. But some of these, again, Ring of Honor had some of the most talented wrestlers in the world. I'm sure people like the Briscoes, Mandy Leon, Angelina Love, Bandito, Josh Woods, Shane Taylor, Matt Taven, Mike Bennett. I'm sure all these, Jay Lethal, Jonathan Gresham, I'm sure most of these wrestlers are going to easily find work. Okay? And for the people that are less known in Ring of Honor, I hope they end up finding jobs. I really hope they end up finding jobs because being unemployed sucks. It really does. And it was also said by Sean Ross Sapp that people behind the scenes, people that worked with Ring of Honor, are heartbroken by this news. They're absolutely heartbroken that this had to happen, but unfortunately it's happening. So yeah, like, Ring of Honor is definitely playing a dangerous game, but Ring of Honor was going down to obscurity anyways. So either Ring of Honor had two choices. Either let Ring of Honor just keep doing their thing and just slowly die down to obscurity, or try to risk it and try to save Ring of Honor from obscurity. Either way is a lose-lose situation with so many cons. Okay? Man, I hope this is not the end for Ring of Honor. Because again, if it wasn't for Ring of Honor, we wouldn't have, like, the Young Bucks. We wouldn't have an Adam Page. We wouldn't have a Cody Rhodes, a Samoa Joe, a Seth Rollins, a CM Punk, a Kenta, a Bryan Danielson. Okay? If it wasn't for Ring of Honor, we wouldn't have any of these guys today. If Ring of Honor is such an important chapter in some of the greatest of all time right now. If it wasn't for Ring of Honor, we wouldn't have a Kevin Owens, a Sami Zayn, a Seth Rollins, a Hangman Page, a CM Punk, a Bryan Danielson, a Jon Moxley, a Samoa Joe. All these wrestlers came from Ring of Honor. That was their starting point. Okay, so it would break my heart if Ring of Honor just goes out of business like this. I really hope this is not the end for Ring of Honor. I really hope not. And I hope that this new Ring of Honor refresh would be great. I hope it succeeds. I really hope it succeeds. But yeah, for all the people that are unemployed, I hope they get jobs. And for some of the wrestlers, I think it would be easy to get jobs because, again, there's some of the best professional wrestlers in the world. Jay Lethal, Jonathan Gresham, the Briscoes, Mandy Leon, Shane Taylor, Angelina Love. Like, these are, like, Bandito. Like, these are some of the best professional wrestlers in the world right now. I think it would be pretty easy for them to find jobs. But again, I hope all of them, all the employees, all the wrestlers end up finding jobs elsewhere until Ring of Honor gets their shit together. But yeah, it's a sad situation for Ring of Honor. Definitely a sad, sad situation. Hopefully everything goes well by the end. So that was basically all the news. That was basically all the news on Ring of Honor. That's basically all the wrestling news today. So without further ado, let's talk about AEW Dynamite. And again, tonight's show was an amazing show, very entertaining show, in my opinion. And we started off the show with a great matchup between CM Punk and Bobby Fish. Great matchup by both of these men. I say the only nitpick that I have with this matchup was that in the end when CM Punk hit the GTS on Bobby Fish, it looked like the matchup was going to continue. Like, Bobby Fish did kick out, but the referee already tapped 3 and the matchup was over. So it looked like the matchup was going to continue, but of course there's some kind of miscue either from the referee, or from Bobby Fish. It was a bit of an awkward ending, but still a great matchup. Still a great matchup to start the show between CM Punk and Bobby Fish. After that, we get a vignette by Malachi Black saying that he broke Cody and the Nightmare family because of his rivalry with Cody Rhodes. And I thought this was a great vignette. I said last week that I wanted Malachi Black to do a vignette because Malachi Black did an incredible post explaining why he was booked to lose against Cody Rhodes last Saturday. So I'm glad that he went into more detail a little bit in his vignette, but yeah, great sub by Malachi Black. After that, MJF was in action against a jobber named Bryce Donovan, and it ended up being a squash match, and as MJF defeats Bryce Donovan. After that, MJF talks crap about Massachusetts. Of course, MJF once again proving why he is the greatest heel of the modern era. MJF also talks about Darby Allin, and then Sting's music plays, and it was a fake out by the Pinnacle, MJF, Shawn Spears, and Wardlow. It was basically all fake out, but then everything goes dark again. And it wasn't the Pinnacle this time, but Darby Allin and Sting. Well, Sting was in the ring. Sting attacked both Wardlow and Shawn Spears. MJF tried to retreat, but Darby Allin was in the crowd, and he just beat the shit out of MJF. Well, MJF was able to leave. Darby Allin was able to get 1 or 2 hits in, but Shawn Spears got in the way. Darby Allin and Sting destroys Wardlow and Shawn Spears. And before the segment ends, MJF basically sent out the challenge to MJF that he wants him at Full Gear. And it looks like we're getting the matchup. MJF versus Darby Allin at Full Gear. I am loving this storyline. I really, really am. It's personally one of my favorite storylines this year. It's that damn good. That damn good by both of these men. And what makes it even better is that it's so unpredictable. You don't know who's going to win this matchup between Darby Allin and MJF. Because it could go either way. It could be 50-50. That's what makes this even better. I love the storyline. I cannot wait for the matchup at Full Gear. It's such an incredible segment. I cannot wait for that matchup at Full Gear. After that, we get a small interview by Britt Baker. Tony Schiavone was interviewing him, and then Tony Schiavone gave the news to Britt Baker that this Friday it would be Britt Baker versus Abaddon in a no disqualification match. And if Abaddon wins, she automatically becomes the number one contender for the AEW Women's Championship. And it's a trick or street fight. It's basically a street fight. So that is happening on the Halloween edition of AEW Rampage. That is going to be very fun. After that, we get Semi-Gavar versus Ethan Page for the TNT Championship. And this was an incredible match. Such an incredible matchup. Honestly, I'm just going to say this right now. Like, when in terms of fucking match quality, this was an amazing show. Every matchup was amazing. Like, this in particular, Semi-Gavar versus Ethan Page, I thought this was an incredible matchup between both of these men. And such great stuff. Such great stuff by both men. But Semi-Gavar picks up the victory over Ethan Page in a hard-fought battle, retaining the TNT Championship. Also, during the matchup, Tony Nese was also watching this matchup. And I watched AEW Dark, and it looks like his first matchup will be against Fuego del Sol on AEW Dark next week. So it looks like he's not making AEW Dynamite debut yet. It looks like his first matchup will be on Dark against Fuego del Sol next week, which is very, very interesting, but it's too early to tell. It's too early to tell. Like AEW signing Tony Nese has been very controversial today. Like, there's 50% of people, including myself, who thinks that this is a great signing, while the other half said it was a waste of a signing. And like, I can understand both sides. Like don't get me wrong, he's a great signing, but he's not as big as a Buddy Matthews or Bray Wyatt or Kyle O'Reilly. Like some people wonder, like, is it even worth it to pick up a Tony Nese? Like, but hey, I don't mind it. Like, he's an incredible professional wrestler. And I think Tony Nese would fit like a glove in AEW, in my opinion. But yeah, Tony Nese was watching the match, but Semi-Gavar picks up the victory over Ethan Page in a very great matchup. After that, Ethan Page attacks Semi-Gavar after the matchup. Scorpio Sky comes out, attacks Semi-Gavar, and then the entire inner circle comes out, and of course Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky retreats. And then Jericho talks crap about Scorpio Sky, basically accusing Scorpio Sky of beating his meat in the hotel room. And the entire crowd said he beat his meat. Beat his meat. Oh my God, that was absolutely hilarious, man. I love it. And you can only hear that fucking chant AEW, man. Awesome stuff. So, since Semi-Gavar wins, we will see the Inner Circle versus American Top Team 5-on-5 in a street fight at Full Gear. So that is going to be very, very interesting. After that segment, we get a little segment between Bryan Danielson and Eddie Kingston. Great word of words between both Eddie Kingston and Bryan Danielson. Awesome stuff. Great segment. I cannot wait for that matchup this Friday on Rampage, as these two men fight in the semifinals of the AEW World Title Eliminator Tournament. After that, we get an interview with the Lucha Bros, and the Lucha Bros basically gave out the challenge to FTR, and they won FTR, and they are willing to defend the AEW Tag Team Championships at Full Gear. And later on in the show, FTR accepted the challenge. So we are getting the matchup at Full Gear between FTR and the Lucha Bros. that is going to be, an incredible matchup. Cannot wait for that. After that, we got Serena Deeb going against Hikaru Shida in round 1 of the TBS Championship Tournament. And this was personally the match of the night for me. Match of the night. And again, another match of the year candidate. If there's any match you should go out of your way to watch, it's this matchup. Every time these two ladies are together, they always put up a phenomenal matchup. These two ladies have amazing chemistry. And again, every time they're in the ring together, it's such amazing stuff. I just love this matchup. I love both of these ladies. Both of these ladies really proved in this matchup that they are two of the best female professional wrestlers in the world today. And surprisingly, Hikaru Shida did pick up the victory over Serena Deeb, but Serena Deeb throughout this matchup was attacking Hikaru Shida's leg. And after the matchup, Serena Deeb attacked Hikaru Shida's leg. So Serena Deeb got to win. Hikaru Shida got to win. We got to run it back one more time. Hikaru Shida versus Serena Deeb at Full Gear. Please, Tony Khan. Please, AEW, do it. Okay? Like, they already had 2 match of the year classics on fucking television. Imagine what they can do on pay-per-view. Please, Tony. Please, AEW. Please do Shida versus Deeb at Full Gear. I would be a happy man. Okay? I want to see these two wrestle on pay-per-view. So that way we don't have to worry about time limits. I cannot wait for that match. That match, like, hopefully we see that matchup at Full Gear. But again, such a phenomenal match. And personally, in my personal opinion, best, like, definitely match of the night, in my opinion. Hikaru Shida picks up the win. She's the first lady to get her 50th win in AEW. And Shida will move on next week against Nyla Rose. But considering that Serena Deeb took destroy Hikaru Shida's leg, I think Nyla Rose is going to move on in the tournament. So definitely, yeah. I'm definitely loving this story right now between Serena Deeb and Hikaru Shida. Great stuff. After that, we get an interview with Lio Rush and Dante Martin. It turned out that Mike Seidel got injured, so we're not going to get the originally scheduled matchup between the Seidel brothers and Lio Rush and Dante Martin. Instead, we're going to get Mike Seidel versus Dante Martin for the 3rd time at AEW Rampage this Friday, which is definitely going to be a great matchup. These two men fought each other before, but we're going to see it for the 3rd time, and I cannot wait for this matchup. After that, we get Jon Moxley versus 10 in round 1 of the AEW World Title Eliminator Tournament. And Jon Moxley, man, holy shit, this was a fucking massacre. This was a massacre. Man, this is a Halloween special. This was a fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre, man. Jon Moxley just absolutely destroyed 10 of the Dark Order. Like 10 was fucking bleeding, and Jon Moxley just absolutely demolished him, man. Jon Moxley, like, that heel turn is coming. That heel turn is definitely coming, and I cannot wait for it. After that, we get an interview with FTR. Of course, they accept the Lucha Bros challenge for Full Gear, and again, I cannot wait for the matchup. After that, we get a Cody Rose segment, and I know a lot of people want him to turn heel, me included, and I get the hate of Cody Rhodes, but how can you hate him after such an incredible promo he said? Okay, that was such an incredible promo by Cody Rhodes. Definitely enjoyed that promo. After that, Andrade comes out and interrupts Cody Rhodes. And, of course, Malachi Black comes out, and like this alliance is still a thing between Malachi Black and Andrade. They attacked Cody Rhodes and Art Anderson. Pat came for the save, saving Cody Rhodes and Art Anderson, and did like one of the most badass things ever as he mocked Malachi Black sitting position, giving the middle fingers to Malachi Black. I thought it was phenomenal. Awesome stuff. And I'm not going to lie, I won't be surprised if we get Cody Rhodes and Pac versus Andrade and Malachi Black at Full Gear. And I don't mind if they do that. I think that would be an incredible matchup, an incredible tag team matchup. And speaking of which, actually, I'll talk about it when we go. As a matter of fact, this is the part of the review where I go over the stuff that is happening this Friday on Rampage and Dynamite next week. So let's start on Rampage. Rampage this Friday, we're going to get Bryan Danielson versus Eddie Kingston in the semifinals of the AEW World Championship Eliminator Tournament, which is definitely going to be a great match. We're also going to get Matt Sydal versus Dante Martin, and Britt Baker will go one-on-one against Abaddon in a no disqualification match. And the matches that have been announced for Dynamite next week is we got Cody Rhodes versus Andrade El Idolo. That is going to be a phenomenal matchup. I cannot wait for that one. Anna Jay will go against Jamie Hayter in round 1 of the TBS Championship Tournament. We're also going to get We're also going to get Jon Moxley versus Orange Cassidy in the semifinals of the AEW World Championship Eliminator Tournament. So that is all happening next week. And then after that, we get to our main event. We got the Dark Order coming out. John Silver was dressed up as Bambi. Sue Grayson was dressed up as Kratos, which, by the way, a lot of people love to dress up like Kratos. We got Braun Strowman dressed up like Kratos. We got Tommaso Ciampa dressing up like Kratos. You got Sue Grayson dressing up like Kratos. Like, Kratos is definitely a fan favorite costume to cosplay this year. Like, holy shit. We got Evil Uno as a cowboy, and we got Colt Cabana dressed up as Brandon Cutler. And we got the Elite dressed up like the Ghostbusters. And I'm not gonna lie, I marked out for this because the Ghostbusters is one of my favorite IPs of all time. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. I fucking love Ghostbusters. So when they came out in the Proton packs, I thought that was awesome. Definitely got a huge pop out of me. And that theme song, holy shit. That I want that on Spotify immediately. Immediately. That is such a catchy song. I absolutely love it. And it was so entertaining, man. It was so entertaining. This was a fun matchup. Very, very fun matchup. And in the end of the matchup, Nick Jackson accidentally super kicked the referee. It was all out chaos. And while the Dark Order and the Elite were fighting the outside, the horse was trying to come in. The Matt Jackson takes off the horsey costume. It turns out to be Brandon Cutler all tied up. Then the same pub Marshmallow Man ended up being fucking Hangman Adam Page, which was the most funny and badass thing ever, as Adam Page took out all the Elite, and it gave the Dark Order the victory. As I believe, I believe it was John Silver who pinned Matt Jackson, but the Dark Order did win against the Elite, and it was, oh my god, this was such a fun matchup, such a fun matchup. And usually I'm against stuff like this, but I don't mind it being a one-time thing. Okay, I don't mind AEW doing fun stuff like this at least once a year. Okay, at least once. And it was very, very fun, in my opinion. Okay, and yes, AEW has this serious tone, has this serious sports tone. But there's nothing wrong with having a little fun in professional wrestling here and there. And this was definitely it. This was definitely a fun Halloween matchup. This was definitely a fun main event to end the show. Awesome, awesome stuff. Oh, and I completely forgot. So Bray Wyatt sent out a tweet during Dynamite that his contract, like his 90-day non-compete clause, ends in 2 days. 2 days. Okay. We could see Bray Wyatt coming to All Elite Wrestling sooner rather than later. Interesting. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that to your attention. But yeah, this was such a great episode. Such a great episode of Dynamite. I was definitely entertained throughout. This was definitely fun. This was definitely an amazing show from the start to finish. But that's just me. I want to know what you guys think in the comment section. What do you guys think about Dynamite tonight? Did you guys like it? Did you guys not like it? Was there something specifically you like? Was there something specifically you hate? I want to know what you guys think in the comment section. But again, thank you so much for watching. Much, much appreciated. If you guys like this video, make sure you leave a like. Make sure you leave a comment. And if you guys like the content that I make sure you subscribe and leave the notification bell, so that way you don't miss any of my videos. And until next time, this is Gabriel, and I'll see you next time in the asylum. Have a nice night, everyone.